Hello and welcome to another GCSE revision video, and in this video I'm going to be looking at the topic of fractions, or at least introducing the topic of fractions. There's quite a lot to cover, so this will be split between several videos. Okay, so what do we mean by the word fraction? Well, one way of looking at a fraction is that it is part of a whole. Another way of looking at it is that any number that's not a whole number. Okay, so basically a fraction is made up of a numerator and a denominator. The numerator tells us how many portions we have, and the denominator tells us how many portions we need to make up a whole number. So in the case of 3/4 here, if we had one more quarter, then we'd have 3/4 plus 1/4 makes 4/4, which makes a whole number. So that number on the bottom tells us what the number on the top should be if we were going to have a whole number. Okay, so fractions can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. We can have common fractions, which are where you've got a whole number on the top and a whole number on the bottom. Common fractions are also called vulgar fractions or simple fractions. And then the other type of fraction is a complex fraction, where you've got a fraction on the top and or a fraction on the bottom. The fractions you will most likely come into contact with are simple fractions. Now, simple fractions can be divided into two groups called proper fractions and improper fractions. Now, a proper fraction has a smaller numerator than denominator. That is to say, the number on top is smaller than the number on the bottom. And with an improper fraction, the number on top, or the numerator, is bigger than the number on the bottom, or the denominator. Just because an improper fraction is called improper doesn't mean it's not appropriate to use it. You would use whatever way of writing your fraction that is most efficient for communicating what it is you want to say. You would also choose the type of fraction you would express in terms of what makes it easier for you to understand the problem and solve the problem. If we wanted to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number, by the way, is where you have a whole number and a fraction combined. All we do is divide the numerator by the denominator. So in this case we have 7/3, and that's just a case of dividing the 7 by the 3. Now, when we divide 7 by 3, we get 2. And that 2 is the whole number that goes in the mixed number. There is a remainder of 1, and that 1 then becomes the numerator of our fraction. And since we're dividing by 3, the denominator of our fraction is a 3. Okay, well, so much for the theory. Let's try putting that into practice. Let's pick a random top-heavy fraction or improper fraction, and let's say something like 12/7. And we want to convert that to a mixed number. So all we do is divide the 12 by the 7. So we've got our 12, and we're dividing by 7. So 7 goes into 1 0 times, so there's no tens. So 7 goes into 12 once, because 1 times 7 is 7, 2 times 7 is 14, so 1 is the biggest number we have without going over, and then 1 times 7 is 7, and we take that away, and 7 plus 5 is 12, so there's 5 remainder. So our mixed number is 1, which we get from here, and 5/7. And just to be absolutely clear, the 1 comes from here, the 5 comes from here, and the 7 comes from here. Okay then, so if we wanted to go back the other way, so in the last time we went from 1 and, well, we got 1 and 5/7 as the mixed number, and if we wanted to go back the other way, what we would do is multiply the whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator. So that's equal to 1 times 7 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12, so that's 12/7. Again, let's try that again with another one. Let's try 2 3/4. So that's equal to 2 times 4. We're multiplying there, and then we're adding the 3. So that's 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. So that's 11/4. Okay, why don't you have a go yourself converting from mixed numbers to top-heavy fractions and vice versa. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best with your exam revision, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.